He owned a fortune his entire life, but he never looked up to find it. In a small village where everyone struggled to make ends meet, two brothers inherited their father's old house. It was falling apart. The roof leaked. The walls cracked. Most people would have torn it down and started fresh. Both brothers needed money desperately. Both worked hard every day just to survive. But only one brother discovered the fortune hidden above his head. The other died poor, never knowing he'd been rich the whole time. The first brother's name was Malik. When Malik inherited his half of the house, he moved into the ground floor and went straight to work. Every morning, he'd wake up early, leave the house, and spend 12 hours doing manual labor for other people. He carried water. He dug ditches. He hauled stones. Any job that paid, Malik would take it. He worked harder than almost anyone in the village. People respected his effort. But every night, Malik came home exhausted and barely making enough to eat. He'd collapse on his floor, too tired to do anything else. He lived like this for 20 years, working himself to exhaustion, making just enough to survive, never getting ahead. The whole time, there was an attic above his room. Malik knew it existed, but he never went up there. Too tired, too busy, to focus on the work he was already doing. He told himself he'd check it eventually. Maybe when he had time. Maybe when things got easier. But things never got easier. Malik kept working the same low-paying jobs. He stayed trapped in the same cycle. Work hard, earn little. Collapse, repeat. 20 years of this. And not once did he climb the ladder to see what was in the attic. When Malik finally died, old and broken from decades of hard labor, his neighbors cleaned out the house. They climbed into the attic, and there, covered in dust, they found crates full of valuable tools, woodworking equipment, metalworking tools, leatherworking supplies, everything needed for skilled trades that paid 10 times more than manual labor. The neighbors looked at each other in shock. Malik could have used these. He could have learned a trade. He could have earned real money instead of breaking his back for scraps. But Malik never looked up. He spent 20 years working beneath a fortune he never accessed. He died poor, sitting on wealth the entire time. The second brother's name was Jamal. When Jamal inherited his half of the house, he also needed money. He also considered doing manual labor like Malik. But before committing to that path, Jamal did something different. He explored the entire house. He checked every room, every closet, every corner. And when he saw the ladder leading to the attic, he climbed up. The attic was dark and dusty. Most people would have glanced around and left. But Jamal searched carefully, and there, stacked against the wall, he found the crates. He opened them, tools, professional equipment, things that could make him money if he knew how to use them. Jamal didn't know these skills yet. He wasn't a craftsman, but he saw the potential. He saw opportunities sitting in front of him. Instead of ignoring the tools and working manual labor for the rest of his life, Jamal made a different choice. He found someone in the village who knew woodworking and said, "Teach me. I have the tools. I'll give you a share of what I earn if you show me how to use them." The craftsman agreed. For 3 months, Jamal barely made any money. He was learning instead of earning. It was hard. He was tempted to quit and just go work manual labor like Malik. But Jamal stayed focused on what was possible, not what was comfortable. After 3 months, Jamal started taking small jobs, making simple furniture, fixing broken items. His work wasn't perfect at first, but it was valuable, and it paid 5 times more than carrying water. After a year, Jamal was making good money. After 3 years, he was one of the most sought-after craftsmen in the region. He worked fewer hours than Malik, but earned 10 times more, all because he looked up and used what he found. 20 years later, when Malik died poor and Jamal lived comfortably, people asked Jamal, "How did you and your brother have such different lives? You started in the same place." Jamal said something that hit hard. Malik spent his whole life working beneath his potential. I spent 3 months climbing to reach mine. Here's the truth most people never face. You already have valuable skills sitting unused in your life, but you're too busy doing low-value work to access them. Malik represents most people. They work hard at whatever pays today. They never stop to look at what they could develop. They never explore their potential. They're so focused on surviving that they miss the opportunity to thrive. The attic is your skills, your talents, your potential, things you could learn, things you could develop, things that could multiply your income if you just took time to access them. But most people never climb that ladder. They're too tired, too busy, too comfortable with the work they already know. So they spend their entire lives working beneath their potential, never realizing they're sitting on a fortune. Jamal represents people who break the cycle. They stop. They look around. They ask, "What am I not using? What could I develop? What's possible if I invest time in my own growth?" They're willing to earn less for a short time while they learn something valuable. They understand that 3 months of learning can lead to 20 years of earning. Think about your own life. What skills are sitting unused in your attic? What could you learn that would multiply your income? What potential are you ignoring because you're too busy working hard at low-paying tasks? Most people know they could earn more if they developed better skills, but they never do it. They stay comfortable doing what they know, even if what they know keeps them broke. You might be great with people, but work alone. You might be creative, but stuck in repetitive work. You might be analytical, but doing physical labor. Your attic is full of tools, but you've never climbed up to use them. The saddest part about Malik's story isn't that he worked hard. It's that he died never knowing he had the tools to escape. He spent 20 years in poverty while sitting on wealth. Don't be Malik. Don't work your whole life beneath your potential. Don't die without ever looking up. Climb the ladder. Check the attic. Use what you find. Develop what's possible. 3 months of learning beats 20 years of struggling. Malik worked hard and stayed poor. Jamal looked up and got rich. Same house, same tools, different choices. Your fortune is in the attic. Stop working beneath it. Watch the next one.